Welcome to Fox Car Report. I'm Gary Gastelu. Ford's rolling out all new F-150 pickups and Mustangs for 2015, replacing its two most iconic models almost simultaneously. But it also has a new version of its largest five-passenger family car, the Edge, on the way next year as well. Joining us today from Ford headquarters in Dearborn, Michigan, to talk about its new Ford Edge is Ford President of the Americas, Joe Hinrichs. Strong seller for you since it came out in 2006. This is actually a pretty growing segment, the full-size, two-row crossover segment. Who's buying these? People moving up from smaller crossovers or down from the big trucks and SUVs?
Well, actually, mostly families and women actually really respond to this market, this five-passenger, and also couples later in their careers typically want the utility that comes from a mid-sized vehicle but don't want a smaller vehicle. But as you know, the SUV segments have been hot this year at all levels, including the small, medium, and large. But you're right, Edge helped define this segment in 2006 and continues to be a leader.
It's going to be getting a couple of new turbocharged engines, new four-cylinder, new six-cylinder, that'll be sharing with the F-150.
Well, of course, all the powertrains are tuned just for the models, but we are very excited about the 2.7 as well as the other derivatives of the engines we're going to offer on this vehicle. And the advanced powertrains is just one part of the story. Clearly, the new technologies we're offering in this vehicle are also a big part of the story.
A lot of driver aids in this. One of them I noticed is a 180-degree camera mounted at the front of the car. What's that for? Pulling up to intersections, pulling out of parking spaces?
That's right, exactly. When you look at, the more you can see on a screen, help you see around, and also have the awareness of what's going on around you, the more it helps. So this vehicle has adaptive steering, it has curve control, it has a 180-degree camera in the front, as you mentioned. It has all kinds of parking assist features, again, to bring more safety and more technology to the consumer.
Parking assist, you already have a couple of cars that can parallel park themselves. This one will perpendicularly park itself and also pull out of the spaces?
Yeah, that's right. It's a technology we've been advancing here at Ford, and it can actually bring it in and bring it out on its own. New technology that for tight parking spaces in those big cities.
That's a high-tech kind of thing. We're moving closer to autonomous cars. How long before we can get, you think, to the next level on this? Because I know these are mostly based around the steering. Still got to work the gas and brakes. I know the lawyers are a little nervous about that still.
Well, all these technologies are part of the enabling technologies that are leading towards the ability to have semi-autonomous or ultimately perhaps autonomous vehicles, all around the sensors around the vehicle and the software and the capability in the car to adapt to its environment around it and do things even without someone controlling the steering wheel or the brakes or the accelerator pedal. So they're all advancements moving us forward, and we want to test them out. Certainly want to bring the safety to the consumers and ultimately keep advancing these technologies across our portfolio on the Ford brand.
You're also going to be selling this model. You have been for a couple of years in some overseas market, but you're going to be expanding its overseas presence. I think you sell 19,000, 20,000 of these in China every year, and they're made in North America. How do you pull that off with the high tariffs over there? I got to mention this. Imagine this is a pretty expensive car in China.
Well, it is a higher priced car in China with the import duties that are there, but SUV segment's hot in China, and I know for the last 3 years that China's been asking for more. We're building all we can here in North America and selling them not just in North America, a few in South America, but also, as you mentioned, a big volume in China, and we keep building more and selling more. So there's a good demand there. The styling, the SUV, the size really works well in China.
Now, those new engines, the turbocharged engines, aimed at offering power plus performance and fuel economy. A couple of days ago, you had to lower the fuel economy rating on several Ford and Lincoln models due to some internal issues with your fuel economy testing. When these cars first came out a couple of years ago, myself, other journalists, as well as owners, were noticing that the real-world MPG wasn't quite up to what the EPA label said. How did it take Ford so long to realize you had a problem with your testing?
Well, we continue to do testing on all our vehicles, and once we identified the issue, then we try to find out why we had the issue, and it took us a little bit of time to figure out what the errors were in our systems on the hybrids and on the Fiesta that you mentioned that we had the issue. We'll continue to learn. We made a mistake. We admitted it. We're certainly taking care of our customers. But there are more advancements happening all the time in powertrain technologies, advancing in fuel economy. And we're going to see more and more of those bigger numbers, and then the variance on those bigger numbers are bigger numbers, and so consumers pay attention to that. But clearly we admitted our mistake, we learned from it, and we want to move forward.
You're going to be compensating current owners for the loss in miles per gallon. How do you reach out to new customers, potential new customers, though, that are looking at these vehicles and are now saying, well, that MKZ is getting 7 miles per gallon less than it was a couple of weeks ago?
Well, we do a lot of research, and we also talk to our customers, including the ones that have been affected by that. And the feedback we're getting from our customers, they appreciate the honesty, they appreciate the payment and recognition of the difference, and they just want to be taken care of. But the good thing is they love their vehicles. So we're hearing our call centers, we're monitoring the dealer feedback. The customers love these vehicles, so they're just appreciative of the fact we were honest about it, we made a mistake, take care of them, and they love their vehicles, whether it's C-Max or Fusion Hybrid, MKZ Hybrid. They love these vehicles, and they're proud to have them.
Now, on the fuel economy front, you're going to be lowering the weight of your next Ford F-150 pickup. We've been told it was going to feature an aluminum body, but today you revealed that the first models are actually going to be made out of plastic and have an electric powertrain?
Yeah, I get the secrets out. I saw the spy photos of our little mini truck that we're working on for kids. It was funny. It had a camouflage. It was in the back of a trailer, and someone got a sneak peek picture of it and put it out on the internet and said, here's a smaller version of the truck.
All right, well, you got to get the kids when they're young, I'm sure. Bring them into the brand. Joe Hinrichs, President of the Americas for Ford.
That's right.
Thanks for joining us today. For more on that Power Wheels version of the Ford F-150, as well as the new Ford Edge, head on over to foxcarreport.com, and we'll see you next time.